Hello Virgo, and welcome to your April 2019 love reading. I did do general readings as well. And I do apologize for the setup. I am currently in the middle of relocating. So allow me just a moment to go ahead and shuffle out your messages here. One of the first things that I'm picking up is I feel that many of you, it seems to be there's some regret surrounding a particular relationship, surrounding a particular person. So all readings can go vice versa. This can be you, or this can be the other individual. I feel that it's like someone has made a lot of mistakes. And I feel like, some things are just unforgivable. And that's kind of what I'm picking up, okay? Some of you, there may be 3 people involved here. Very often, this is 3 people, and you have cards going everywhere. Let's see. Yeah. So there's someone that was once quite significant to you, and there's been a time period of no contact. You've been waiting to hear from this person, or they've been waiting to hear from you. And in the past, I feel that, they kept you hanging. Like, they always kept you hanging. And even though, there is a strong emotional attachment here, it feels like, they keep disappointing you. They keep disappointing you over and over and over. And it's like every time you move forward, they come back and they disappoint you again. I'm seeing where it's like you've been waiting on something to bloom. You've been waiting on something to grow. And it's continuously being depleted. It's like you're never getting anywhere, where, you feel stuck. You think it's moving forward, and then it doesn't. You think it's moving forward, and then it doesn't. For some of you, this has gone on as long as 6 years, okay? Others of you, 6 months, could be 6 weeks. There may be significance about the month of June. But either way, this is where, it's not manifesting. I feel, being stuck in that state of limbo, yes. But it's like someone has been giving you false hope. And with the star here, this does indicate, something that you greatly hoped for. Something that you've been trying to manifest. And you may be offering, it's like you're pouring your heart out. Or they're pouring their heart out to you. And I feel that the other person is not reciprocating, okay? So you've been waiting. I feel like you've put a lot in. We have the Queen of Wands here. This would be a fire sign, which is an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. This is someone who's very nurturing, extremely nurturing. And then we have here the Page of Wands. This is someone who is freedom-loving and mischievous. It's kind of like a rebellious type of energy here. So I feel that, with this 3 of Pentacles showing up in the middle, it's like you've been trying to build, you've been trying to grow, you've been trying to make this situation work. And I feel that there's a resistance here, and they're not cooperating with you. And for some of you, they're getting under your skin on purpose. It's like they're trying to provoke you on purpose. And I feel that this is, is aggravating you because you're irritated. But at the same time, you do have a great deal of emotions for this person. So you're putting it all out on the table here. You're putting it all out on the table. You're expressing yourself. For some of you, this is something you've waited on for quite some time. So this, this indicates you've been waiting, and you're finally able to express yourself. You're finally pouring out the feelings that you've held within yourself. Some of you, there's a lot of feelings here. It's like you really care about this person. And I feel that you've been willing to work on issues with them. You've been willing to work on it. This is someone who's very patient, and it's where we're trying to get on the same page. And it does indicate a level of inner strength, literally, where you've been being strong in continuously trying to work this out with them. This was someone that you held in high regard. Someone that, I'm getting, feeling like they hung the moon. There's a lot of emotions here. It does not seem, like negative, over emotional. I just feel like there's a great deal of love here. There's a great deal of love. So some of you, you're willing to make it work. You're still trying to make it work. It just seems as though, every time you start moving forward, you start reflecting on the past again. You start reflecting on the past. For some of you, this is a reoccurring argument where you've been in a relationship, whether it's one person or a few different people, and it's like there's one particular person that you can't stop replaying those memories. Okay? And this is someone that, there's no contact at this time. You're trying to move forward. Some of you, you've been hoping to hear from this person. You've been hoping for them to come around and express how they feel. You've been hoping for them to outpour their emotions. And unfortunately, I feel like it's not coming in. I feel like they're still in that fun-loving, freedom-loving, non-commitment. They're still going through that phase. So sometimes, no matter how hard you want to work on a situation, unfortunately, if you're dealing with someone who's like this, you can't change people. So it's like you've been waiting on someone to see the light. You've been waiting on them to outpour how they feel. And you're moving on. It may be with a heavy heart. Some of you are moving on with a heavy heart. Where you feel disappointed, you feel let down, and there's still that part of you that's hoping that they'll change. There's still that part of you that's hoping that they'll express how they feel. You're still hoping that they'll grow up. And with the Eight of Pentacles here, this is about revision, renewal, working on things. So, even though they've disappointed you, you're still willing to give it a shot. You're still willing to rebuild. I'm going to clarify this some more. You are thinking about the future. And, what you envision your future to look like. Yeah, there's the communication. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands here. Again, this is communication. Showing up with the Three of Swords, it's like, you're heartbroken over something that has been said to you, or over something that you've heard, okay? Some of you, as I said, this is where you've been hoping to hear something in particular, and it's not coming through. So it's leaving you feeling, hurt, disappointed, let down. I feel like you've been waiting on this to come in. Now, you did come out here in the reverse position. So when you're showing up in the reverse, this is indicating not feeling very stable, not feeling grounded. Oftentimes it can also be about resentment. So some of you, you're dealing with some hard feelings. This is where we've been trying to get on the same page with someone, but it's not working out. You're no longer seeing eye to eye. And with this Two of Pentacles in the reverse, this is where someone has dropped the ball. So someone here has dropped the ball. You may be feeling like that. Excuse me. You may be feeling like that's you. But I feel that, it's someone that you're dealing with. Some of you were juggling two people, and, you know, you may feel like you slipped up or you made a mistake, but this is where, you know, you're unable to get on the same page with a particular person. You know, if they're wanting to keep their options open and keep playing around, I feel like you're not willing to do that. You're not willing to do that. So it's like you're letting go, or you're tired of feeling like things are up in the air. There's some discord here. So you're feeling a bit taken aback, definitely. We have the Page of Swords here. This could be an air sign, which is a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. This is someone who does not know where they stand. And it's about, you know, curiosity, trying to dig up information, those types of things. Yeah, you've been dealing with someone who has been just blowing smoke. This is someone who's very conniving. They're very manipulative, especially in the reverse position. Okay? It's like someone, going back to what I was saying earlier, where someone's been trying to provoke you. I feel like they've been trying to provoke you. You know, this can be someone who is, it's like they take joy out of, they know what to say. They know exactly what to say to bring you down, to tear you down, to upset you. And I feel like they have done so. That is why you're showing up in the reverse. And I feel like this is someone you need to cut ties with. I definitely feel like this is someone you need to cut ties with. But there's still part of you that's holding on. You're reflecting on the past. You're reflecting on the good memories. And it's like you're waiting on them to come back. You're waiting on the person you once knew. It's like going through a death. It's like going through grief. Because the person that you've known, they're no longer that person anymore. So I feel like you're hoping to revive who they used to be, or how things used to be. And with this Ten of Swords here, you know, this is seeing things clearly, where we're at the end of the road. And that's why I say, for some of you, you know, there's a heavy heart here. Because you're seeing it, and you're coming to that realization that they're no longer that person. And I feel that, you know, it's where you're having to move on, and you are feeling a little bit out of your comfort zone. You're feeling a little bit discombobulated here. Because I feel like it threw you. You're asking, you know, why? Why did this happen? I put so much in. I put my best foot forward. I nurtured this. I worked on this. I grew this from, you know, I built this from scratch. Why is it not working? And, you know, again, we can't really change people. Unfortunately, I feel like you're dealing with someone who is highly manipulative. And, you know, it's just the end of the road. So you need to focus on getting yourself back stable. Some of you, this has thrown you off so much, you know, that it may even be affecting your finances. Again, this is someone who's dropping the ball. So it's like someone is tearing you down. And it's really bothering you that you're not able to get on the same page, that you're not seeing things the same way. Okay, some of you, there may have been a third-party situation that you found out about, you know, and that could be what's going on. But others, you know, I just feel like they're not responsible, and they're not a good partner for you. And, you know, it may be rather unfortunate that you have those feelings for them. I just feel like they changed a lot for the negative. And with the Star here, you know, it's about nurturing yourself. But it's highly emotional, as I said, where you're hoping that they'll get back to normal, that they'll nurture you, that they'll be there for you, and I don't feel like they're doing that. I see you reviewing memories. It's like you're replaying memories over in your head, and you're thinking, how did we go from that to this? What happened? I feel a lot of questioning. You know, like, what happened? And I feel like for the majority of you, what happened is they just want to be single. They just want to be single. They don't, I feel like you're dealing with someone who does not deal well with responsibility. They don't deal well with responsibility. And they're coming across very immature. Now, you have the King of Cups showing up here. This would be a water sign, which is a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. Showing up as the King, you know, this is quite positive. This is where we're ready to open up our heart. We're ready for love. We're, you know, we're at that full level of commitment. And with this Five of Swords, you know, this is where you're battling it out. I feel like you're battling it out with someone from an emotional standpoint. That's why you're arguing, is because you're still emotionally invested. And you may be telling them, you know, if I wasn't emotionally invested, I'd be able to just close the door. I feel like this is just something that you've just got to play out. It's a chapter that you've just got to let play out. You know, when we're still invested like that, it's very much human nature to want to get down to the bottom of it, to want to resolve it. And that's all, you know, that's exactly what the Queen of Swords is about. So this could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this is about, you know, trying to uncover the truth where you have questions. So there, it appears there's an argument here. There's an argument here where you're questioning someone. Yeah, and there they are. So, those of you where this is a third-party situation, you want to know the truth. And there's this internal conflict because logically, you know that you know that you need to remove yourself. You know that. But emotionally, you're still invested. So, you know, you're right there where it's like a catch-22. And it's like someone has definitely overstepped their boundaries here. And I feel that you're unsure what to do. Again, King of Wands. So a lot of you may be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I feel, you know, this is someone who's stirring the pot. They're stirring the pot. They're kicking up conflict. It's someone who, you know, tries to attract as many people as they can. Like there may be people competing for their attention and they enjoy that. I feel like they enjoy it. They get a thrill out of it. So they're not thinking about the effect that they're having on other people. They're not thinking about the effect that they're having on you. And, you know, it's very disrespectful. And what goes around comes around. So, you know, it's like there's this tug of war going on. For some of you, you know, this person's involved with someone else. And it's a tug of war between you and them, you and them, you and them. They may be going back and forth, spending some time with you, spending some time with them. And I feel like this is something that's going on. You know, it could be 5 weeks, 5 months. I don't want to stretch as far as 5 years. Or this may be something that comes to a point in the month of May, okay? Comes to a boiling point in the month of May. Because this is something that is playing out, okay? I don't see any putting a close to it yet. I feel like you know, this is something that has to play out, right? It's like being in the middle of a cycle. But yeah, I don't like this. I feel, you know, no matter how you approach them, whether you approach them from a place of the heart where you're saying, look, you know, I'm hurt. I just want answers. I just want clarity. Or whether you approach them from a logical perspective where you say, okay, you know, I just want the truth so I can get closure so that I can move on. That's it. It's like whether you attach your emotions, whether you show your emotions or whether you don't show your emotions. I feel like they don't care. They're selfish. This is someone who is incredibly selfish. And I don't feel like they're taking responsibility for their actions. And that's irritating you. That's why you're showing up in the reverse. That's why. This is throwing you off. This person is throwing you off. And they're draining you. And again, this is something that can affect your finances. And yeah, when we're really emotionally invested with someone and then something happens, it can go over into, our work performance, our school performance, those types of things. And I feel like that's what's happening here. So you need to focus on getting back grounded. Ground yourself. And that's easier said than done because you're dealing with something that's highly emotional. But either way, I feel that you need to focus on grounding yourself. You need to focus on healing. You need to nurture yourself. And you may need to, disconnect a little bit. Because I feel, again, this seems to me like it's coming to a head in the month of May. You may be telling someone, some of you feel stuck with this person. Like if you share joint resources, like if this is a spouse, something like that, and they're involved with someone else, it's like you're unable to, you don't know what to do about it because you may be stuck with them financially. And, I just feel like a lot of you are just saying, why? Why is this happening? What do I do? How do I approach this? How do I resolve this? But, things don't always fit into nice, tidy little boxes. And I feel like it's irking you and it's getting under your skin. Watch out for your work performance. Yeah. So you're feeling defensive, you're feeling irritated. This is where we're wanting to take a stance and we're wanting to stand up for ourselves. Okay? So this is, do make sure you stand your ground. Make sure that you stand your ground. That's important to say. I feel like there's some anger here being directed at you as well. So you may be dealing with someone who's playing the victim. But this is where it's like, someone has dangled something. Someone has dangled something, whether it be the idea of commitment or, I feel like you see that small glimmer of hope every now and then where you think, okay, they're going to go back to how, things are going to go back to how they used to be. There's a longing for the past or how things were in the past. And then as soon as you get your hopes up, I feel like something happens again where it's not mood swings. That's not the word that I'm looking for. I feel like they just drop all responsibilities and they just bail. And it leaves you picking up the pieces. And, you're trying to get down to the truth and you're trying to figure things out. I do feel like you have someone here that is supportive. It may be a family member. It may be a friend. But yeah, this is someone who, it's like they like to create drama. They like to create chaos. They like for people to fight and bicker over them. And with this Seven of Wands, I feel like eventually you will shut the door on this. Eventually, you'll be done with it. You're at the 7. You're at the 7. But this is feeling very much in defense mode. And it's where you're defending yourself against other people. Some of you feel outnumbered. I'm getting that. But I feel that... Let me see what else I can get from this. Eventually, this is something that is going to escalate. And I do feel that it's important that you stand your ground. Some of you, it's like you should just cut ties. There's other competitors. They're not ready. Like you already know these things. But again, sometimes when we're invested, we're just invested. Because I feel like there are some positive memories. So some of you are willing to fight. Some of you are willing to fight for this person. Yeah, you want justice. You want the truth. You want answers. There's been a distorted reality here. Someone has been keeping their options open. I definitely feel that. Like they have been involved with other people. They've been keeping their options open and they've just been telling you, whatever they needed to. And I feel like it's like they're not even trying that hard to hide it. They're not even trying that hard to hide. Maybe at a time they were, but as of now, I don't feel that way. I feel like you know they're manipulative. And I'm also getting mind games. With justice here, you know, this is where you're wanting justice. It's that simple. You want justice, you want the truth, and you want answers. And with the High Priestess here, this is all about things that are being hidden. But more importantly, it's about using your intuition. So your intuition is telling you that something's not adding up. Something is not right. You know it, but you're unable to put your finger on it. So I feel like you're arguing for truth, you're arguing for answers, and you're wanting this person to make things right. But again, it feels like they're resistant to you. For a small percentage of you, you know, it's almost like you're dealing with a grown person who's behaving like a child. And, you know, you're going to have to rely on your intuition here so that they don't continue blowing smoke, so that they don't continue leading you astray. Justice in the upright, you know, this is very positive that it's here, but it's not come to pass yet. I feel like this is later down the road, maybe even month of July, because you do have these 2 sevens here. Or it could be 7 weeks. I don't feel it's as far as 7 months. I don't feel that it's that far out. But you know it. Your intuition knows it. That this person is affecting you. They may also be affecting your intuition. When you're not grounded, you can't be, your intuition isn't as strong, okay? You're not as spiritually connected when you're not grounded. So I feel like that's something that's important to bring up as well. So Virgos, I certainly hope that this was helpful. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Enjoy your month, and I will see you in the month of May.